I am working on a project that I want to use some of this spalted maple that I cut last year for. Now this stuff has been out on my front porch drying since then, and yeah, I think it's been more than a year. And this piece is 1 inch thick. I want to check how dry it is. So I've got my old moisture meter that is pretty basic. I bought this, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, and still works, but it's not, you know, sophisticated. It doesn't have a digital readout or anything. Basically what you do is you shove these probes into the wood, and this probe here actually went back inside the machine. One of the problems with it, you can either do that, or you can sink two like finish nails of about the same size, but they have to be the same distance apart into the wood, and then use like leads, like alligator clips with wires attached to connect it to the machine. And that'll give you an accurate reading. The accurate reading though is just the light changes from red to green. So I'm just gonna stick it in about the area where I want to use the wood. So basically, like I said, you drive the probes in, and then you turn it on and you rotate the dial until it reaches the point where the light changes from red to green. And as you can see here, I think that's somewhere around 14%. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to find something else to use. This is still too wet. I could try to dry it out in my oven, but that may make it crack, which I definitely don't want. So I guess I'll put it back out on the front porch and leave it to dry a little bit longer. It might be the proximity to the other more wet pieces of wood, the thicker pieces of wood, and the moisture is kind of equalizing between the ones there. Maybe if they were all 1 inch thick, they would dry out, they would be more dry by now. But this one was sandwiched between two 2 inch thick pieces. So I guess maybe some of the moisture, I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go along. So anyway, that's it for this one. Not dry enough to use yet. Definitely not this one, and certainly not the thicker pieces.
Go to red alert. Notify Mr. Lurie. We'll be right up.
Now I'm ready to start assembling the frame, and all the joints will be secured with a little bit of construction adhesive in either screws or carriage bolts.